Happy Friday, Facebook world. Today we're going to talk about something not many people think about before they start marketing. So a lot of people will jump in and start spending a lot of money, and then they start getting some metrics, and they'll be telling me, oh, but the leads are too expensive, and I don't think I'm going to make money on this. So the way we overcome that is we tell clients, well, let's know your numbers. Let's calculate your numbers before we go online. Because maybe you're in a business that getting leads online is just not the way to go. Maybe you just need to get a sales page, you send people straight there, and then you work out, you work on a cost per sale at the end of the day. So just straight on return on ad spend. That doesn't work for many businesses, but it can work for some. But what I want to go through today is just a simple way to calculate your customer lifetime value. Now remember, this is a very simple calculation, and it will work for the majority of local businesses. And that's sort of why I want to put this out there. This is for local businesses. If you own a gym, if you own a hair salon, if you own any type of service business, servicing your local community, brick and mortar business, even a restaurant, if you really want, you can calculate it this way. So it's 2 or 3 very small numbers that you need to know. You can calculate it, and it'll give you an idea what your cost per lead should be on social media, or if your cost per lead coming through is worth it for you. So no fancy spreads or fancy PDFs today. So this is just straight on to the point. So do you know the following about your customers? Do you know what is the average transaction value for a first-time client or a first-time customer in your business? Or maybe you have just the average transaction value for any customer coming into your business. But I like to look at first time, because that's usually when you will give someone maybe a little bit of a discount or a better price. And I'd like to work on that. It's just a little bit more prudent. We work on the lower value instead of the increased value. But either way, what is the average transaction value for a customer in your business? Then, how many times on average does your client or customer come back to take advantage of your service and pay you for your service? So let's say, for instance, if you're a hair salon, if I come in the first time, have my hair cut, how many times afterwards do I come back? Do I stay a client for 6 months, 3 months? Do I leave immediately and never come back because your service is crap? Those are the type of things to think about. Or maybe you own a gym. So that's like the next question. How long on average does a client stay a member or stay subscribed? So you own a CrossFit gym, and people come in, they subscribe, or they become a member. Do they stay there for 1 month, 6 months, 12 months? What is your strike rate or your customer retention rate when it comes to that? If you know those figures, you can work out what the customer lifetime value is of each client coming into your business. And again, we're working on averages. So let's say, for instance, you own a hair salon. The average transaction for someone coming into your hair salon is 350 Rand. On average, any client that comes to your business today stays there for at least 12 months. So over the course of 12 months, you will get 4,200 Rand from that client, assuming the prices don't change, you don't upsell them to anything else. So it's a very, very, I'll almost say pessimistic view of the customer lifetime value. But that's the way we want to look at it. So I'd rather look at the lower value than the higher value. I mean, let's be honest, over a year, your prices might change. The person might buy something else from you. You might still start selling them products. There's a whole lot of other things that can happen. But I want to make sure we look at the basics. So 350 Rand is the average transaction, and your client comes back to use your services every month for 12 months, or they come back at least 12 times, whatever it is. But the average customer lifetime value of your client is then 4,200 Rand. When you look at it like that, that becomes quite a bit more interesting. Now let's look at another section. What does this client cost you on average? So let's say, for instance, if someone comes in for a 350 Rand haircut, it costs you 175 Rand to service that client. And then those are the type of costs you're going to have to look at. I'm just sucking this out of my thumb. So it could be the cost of the seat, cost of the person cutting the hair if you're not doing it yourself, cost of the certain section of the rent of the building. But the reality is you make about a 50% profit margin on the client. So if that's the case, your basic profit or your gross profit per customer on average is 2,100 Rand. So if I sell you paying clients coming into your business for 2,099 Rand, you know for a fact you're going to make a 1 Rand profit on them. That's if you don't sell them anything else and they just come back for 12 months after that. And that is the basic calculation of customer lifetime value. Like I said, there's a whole lot of other things that can be thrown into this, but we don't want to do that. We just want to look at the basics. On average, that client brings in a profit of 2,100 Rand. you need to get leads now online. Once you've done this calculation, you can now start running ads online. And if your leads start coming in for 100 or 200 Rand, and then obviously you'll have some sort of conversion on those leads. Let's quickly do, I mean, I wasn't going to do this, but let's just do this and work it like that. I'll delete that and I'm going to say, right. So let's say, for instance, you run ads on Facebook and you get on average leads for 50 Rand per lead. I'm going to use this lot offer again. Let's say it's a 500 Rand product and we're now going to sell for 350. We're giving them a voucher to come in and you can get this 500 Rand haircut or dye or whatever for 350 Rand. So you save 150 Rand. To put that offer out there, and you can use Facebook's lead ads, very easy to do. We've got a course that shows you how to do that. If you need any information, I'll pop it in the comments below. But basically, we found on average you can get 50 Rand cost per lead quite easy in a business. Now, let's say of every 10 leads that come in, you have 3 people coming in for a appointment. So 10 leads will then cost you 500 Rand. Okay, let's say 3 leads comes in, so 3 leads will cost you 150 Rand. So now on average you're getting a paying client for 150 Rand. That's assuming 3 out of the 10 leads that have taken up your offer actually comes in to spend money with you. So if you've got 3 people coming in at it's actually a little bit more than this, because 10 leads will cost you that. So if 3 leads 3 leads converts, that's actually like 166 Rand, my calculations. Let's do it like that. And that means you're getting a paying client for 166 Rand. If you are making 2,100 Rand on that paying client, I mean, you can calculate that. You have just made 1,933 Rand and 33 cents profit on each of your leads that come in. And that is the power of social media. Even if you've got a very bad conversion rate and only 1 comes in, it means it costs you 500 Rand a lead. That's what you make per lead. At the end of the day, you'll still make a profit on that lead. And that is basically it. But all I wanted to touch on today. So before you start marketing online or getting someone to market for you, whatever route you want to take, know your customer lifetime value, know what that customer is going to cost you, know what's your profit on average on a customer lifetime, and then you'll have a good idea if that cost per lead is worth it for you. And that is it for today. You guys must have a wonderful day. We'll chat again tomorrow.